Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel. My name is Amanda. I am a teacher-turned-homeschool mom, and this is Raising A to Z. It is a YouTube channel all about homeschooling where I give you all kinds of tips and tricks and information, and that's normally what I do. Like every week I come on here, I have a topic of the day, a question someone's asked us, and I elaborate, give tips, tricks, ways you can implement it, inspiration if it's something you're struggling with, and that's normally what we do. But since it is the end of our first month, October is here, we are actually gonna do something a little bit different. So today we are going to the pumpkin patch. We're very, very excited about this. It is one of our family traditions that we do every single year. And I just did a video all about our family traditions and how it's important to have family traditions. So if you are looking for like the importance of family traditions stuff, you can check out that video right here. But it's exciting for us because we're going with our brand new co-op. So we're doing a whole pumpkin patch day. It's gonna be a lot of fun. And since it happens to be like a 2-hour drive away, I thought I would give you guys a really nice update and tell you guys all about how our first month of homeschooling went, how we had to adjust, things that we had to change, things that went really well, that we really enjoyed, and kind of give you a little bit of an update that way. Because I think it's always nice to know what other homeschoolers are doing and what worked and what didn't work so that you guys can have some ideas on what can work for you and what you can try if things are just not working. So we're gonna do field trip, update, and then at the end we're gonna bring you guys along for a really big surprise. Our kids have no clue that this surprise is coming. They have no idea that it's a thing, like zero clue. I've been lying to them for almost a year about this thing happening today, and it just happened to coincide with our pumpkin patch trip. So I have a feeling today is going to be the best day ever, and you're going to want to stick around for that surprise. Before we get in this, before we jump in the car and start driving the 2 hours to Sturgeon Falls to Leisure Farms, if you guys like this video, if you like us and our videos and all the information that we give out, why don't you guys consider subscribing and clicking the bell to get notifications? And if you like this video, give us a thumbs up. We're about to go jump in the car and start heading over to the pumpkin patch. Come with us. So he goes, I remember this place because we've come here before. Like, yes, we come every year. Would you say, Alexi?
Yeah.
Yes. For the month of September, Alexi picked our theme for the month. She decided, like back in March, that she wanted to study famous women. So we did like a social studies unit looking at famous women throughout history. We read a lot of biographies. I'll put like a link to our TikTok where I showed all the books that we used. And it was just a really fun unit that we did. And then we used all the information that we learned about the different women, and we made a really cool timeline showing where they are throughout history. And like we tracked like when they were born, when they died, what kind of occupation they had. Were they writers? Were they activists? Were they scientists? And so that was a really cool activity that we enjoyed doing. We did that every time we read a biography. So that was a really fun thing that we did. In terms of our routine and our schedule, I've enjoyed getting back to a routine. I'm a routine person through and through. You are not as much.
Not as much, but I appreciate a routine.
Yeah.
Time to time. It's nice to be back at school and after a long summer. So
yeah. So in terms of routine, I think September is always hard because sometimes you think you have the perfect routine, and it's a really great routine on paper, and then you start actually living life and doing the routine, and it needs some tweaking, and some things need to be shifted around. And so we've had a few things that we've had to kind of shift and move around, and kind of had to learn to be okay with that. Like, learn to, yes, it looked great on paper, but it's just not working once we like factor in the life situation of like having to drive places, having to make sure that we're eating, that we're getting our food on a regular basis.
Some go with the flow moments for sure.
Yes. And I think that's kind of the nice thing about September is like, we always take it like an ease into it approach. Like we try to pick a unit study that is not super intensive, something where we can kind of really relax into it and, learn a little bit here and there. That doesn't require tons of like hands-on activities or extra planning for me, because that's kind of our focus, is like getting back into our routine and seeing what's really going to flow for us. And like I said, it's just, we've had some tweaking to do, and that's okay. It's just, as a routine person, it's a little frustrating sometimes, but it's working. We're getting there, and we're almost at the routine that we're happy with. In terms of academics, so Zoe is learning. Zoe's back here. She's sleeping because she falls asleep in the car so quickly. She was literally awake like a second ago. Yeah. But so she is working on her letters and her numbers and shapes. That's kind of her focus right now. It's numbers up to 5 or 7, shapes, and her first couple letters of the alphabet. That's all we've done so far. Something she's really been enjoying is silly sentences. So I made a silly sentence to go with the letter of the week. So each week she has a sentence that really focuses on the letter and on the sound. So for example, this week we are doing the letter C, and her sentence was, the calico cat clawed the couch cushions. And so she practices saying the sound, she practices getting the really good consonant sounds, but also like getting the right pronunciation, because that's something we were working on with her. And then I write it out, and she actually goes through and she likes to highlight or underline all the letter of the week. So she'll go through and find all the C's, and there's a lot of C's in this calico cat claw the couch cushions. There's a lot of C's in that. So that's something that we've been doing, and like, I'm just making up really silly sentences that are alliterations that have a lot of that, whatever the letter of the week sound is. So that's something that we've been doing with Zoe. Alexi is working on her math. Right, Lexi?
Yeah,
and grammar. That's something new for us. We've added grammar this year with the Chalkboard Publishing, which we are loving. If you're looking for a really easy, ease yourself into like grammar type of activities, highly recommend the Chalkboard Publishing. We'll put a link down below, because really it's a 5-day-a-week program. We just kind of do it whenever we sit down to do workbooks. But basically 4 days a week, it's about 3 questions, and every day kind of builds on it. So it's not an overwhelming grammar study, but it is working on like sentences starting with capitals, ending with periods, making sure they make sense. We started a little bit with plurals, and it's just a really nice program that Alexi's really been enjoying, along with her spelling, which is kind of something newer. She's done some phonics work, but this is kind of her first year with spelling and grammar.
We also started working in her piano book. So she's been practicing scale on the piano, as well as reviewing some songs that we had started learning last year, some pieces. And we're doing some jamming.
Yeah.
And Zoe too. Zoe is doing some jamming with me on the piano again. And Alexa's been working on her français with Meme.
Yeah.
And also with me, we've been reading in French. Amanda got a bunch of Mo Willems French books from the library, so we've been reading those together. She's reading the English ones really well on her own, and she loves the Mo Willems, so hook her into the French too, and she's been doing quite well in the French as well.
Yes, that was, if you are looking for an author or for a book series that kind of can hook young readers in who are just starting to read and looking for something they can read independently, look for Mo Willems books. Mo Willems, the author, basically, like Alexi likes to read mostly the Elephant and Piggy series. It's a great like introduction to reading. it's very simple stories in simple words, but really engaging books and really, really funny. Right, Lex? Yeah, so she like loves them to the point where like I'm really glad that our library has suspended library fines, because I keep finding that I have books that are late because Alexi keeps taking them up into her bunk bed, and I just don't know where they are until I'm getting calls from the library that we need to return them.
That one back.
You missed one. So those have been really great books for us. And then on like not an academic front, we've had some really great successes with Alexi and her food. Right, Lex?
Yeah, I get to eat more food.
Yes. So if you're following us on our Instagram or Facebook, you know that this summer we accidentally gave Alexi some dairy, which if you've been following us for a while know that Alexi has a lot of food sensitivities and that caused her eczema. It was causing really severe eczema, and she had like 60 something things that she wasn't allowed to eat, and it was all the good stuff. And this summer we accidentally gave her some dairy in a wrap. And
could have been a little scary.
Could have been bad, but it worked out. And so we tested her on dairy and she didn't react. And so it kind of gave us some confidence, because the last couple things that we've tested her on have not been successful. We've had quite a few setbacks. So we gave her some more time, and then this one was successful. And so we tried something else. We tried and it was successful, and then we tried another thing and it was successful. So we've had quite a few very successful introductions lately, and it's all like really basic things that make our lives so much easier.
Yeah.
So it's things like dairy, eggs, soy, corn, wheat, and just today Alexi passed a potato test, so she can now have potato, which means Alexi gets to eat French fries. She's very, very happy and we're very excited because this will be the first time pretty much ever that Alexi will be able to eat everything at Halloween. So we're going to keep adding stuff in and try to get her as much as we can before the winter sets in, because in winter it's just harder to tell her what's just dry skin and what's eczema. So before it gets too cold, we want to get a couple more things we want to test, see if we can get those in, and then we'll probably take a break for the winter and then try again in the spring for some things. So before the snow comes, we want to try rice and we want to try oats. And then we'll probably leave off on some of the fish and nuts, citrus, that kind of stuff until the spring. But basically everything we've introduced has been like all the really nice basic stuff that make our lives much easier.
Yeah.
Like we've been able to actually go to restaurants and find food for Alexi, when really before it was like
I can go to McDonald's.
Yeah. Before it was like you can go here and have this one specific item at this one specific restaurant, and that was it. And so now we have the ability, like if we go out today, like we're at the pumpkin patch and we wanted to get a little snack on our way home, we were able to stop and pick up French fries and not have to worry about her not having food or having to make, having to pack extra snacks or extra meals or whatever. So yeah, so we've had a pretty good September, and we're excited for October to come and for our next unit. Alexi, what's our next unit going to be? Dogs. So Zoe picked our next unit. She picked that, like I said, a couple months ago. So we're going to learn about dogs, and we're going to learn all about breeds and organizing them, and how they have their different groups and all those kinds of cool things, history of dogs and that kind of stuff. I'm a big dog person. I love dogs, and I've studied dogs and I've had dogs, and so I'm very excited because I get to share my love of dogs with my children. So that'll be fun.
Good thing that we're doing our dog unit right now, because we're going to have a puppy soon.
We're getting a puppy soon. When do you think we're getting a puppy?
Like before Christmas.
Yes, so Alexi's hoping to get a puppy before Christmas. So Zoe, they're both really been asking us for a long time for a puppy, and we're just waiting because we want to do it before Christmas.
Alexi, Zoe, what was your favorite part of the pumpkin patch?
It was everything. My
Everything?
favorite part, like a big house. In the woods? Yeah.
Oh, the playhouse in the woods. That was cool. I love the corn maze. Yeah, that was fun.
Did you know that Izzy even took a bite of corn
Oh, yeah?
on his way out?
Just from the corn maze?
Yeah.
Zoe, the horse is like sniffing your hair.
Thinks it's hay.
And then what else was your favorite part of the day?
The cat. Cat, cat.
Seeing this cat here?
What is it?
They're saying that's their favorite part of the day was seeing the cat.
Seeing the cat? Okay, you guys gotta sit down.
Sit down.
Sit down. You wanna see? Closer together. Ready?
A puppy.
This is Mac.
Is he ours?
He's our puppy. He's our puppy.
Yeah.
You can pet him.
We get a puppy today.
Yeah, he's gonna come home with us today.
I'm going to give him this is going to be a baby.
You want him to give a toy so you can be your puppy? This is Mac.
Hi, Mac. Hi, Mac.
Are you okay?
A puppy.
You can kiss him. He's your puppy. Where are you
It's a
going?
puppy.
Do you need a hug?
I'm gonna go.
Oh, okay.
He's a puppy. I didn't know we were getting him today.
No, this is Mac.
Hi, Mac. Hi, Mac.
Mac wants to see Daddy.
Hi, Mac.
Hey, listen. We gotta go meet the breeder and he's gonna tell us some things we need to know about our puppy, okay? Can we go do that?
Is that our cat?
No, it's not our cat. But this is our puppy.
Yeah, well, I thought we were buying a pup and a cat.
Are you guys excited? Thank you so much for watching, guys. If you like this video, remember to subscribe and click the bell, give us a thumbs up. And if you guys have any questions or comments, or there's something that you guys would like us to answer or do a video about, please leave us a comment below. That's where we get a lot of ideas or requests for videos that we end up doing eventually. And if you guys want to follow us along on our journey through homeschooling and see what we're doing kind of on a more daily basis, make sure that you're following us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. And we'll see you guys next week. Bye!